Good morning, welcome back. Why don't we pad slap vehicles?
Because generally they'll still have pulsation because rotors are normally warped.
Most of the time the rotors are already warped. Even if it's not pulsating, it could have variations in thickness. After you put a new brake pad on, it could chatter and shake or squeak or squeal or make noises or audible sounds. So many reasons why we don't pad slap. New pads and rotors matched every time. Park it. So the customer request, you ready? So I gotta love this. And I don't know what an X3 BMW is worth pre-owned, probably 50 grand, right? So he said, pads only. Well, you're not completely informed about this job, so let's take you through it. If you look at the top of the rotor where the brake pad rides, right? You see that lip up there? And then there's rust. See the bottom, it's the same way. And then in between those areas is variations in thickness. So we'll say this car has 50,000 miles on it. Well, your rotors have 50,000 miles worth of wear and corrosion at that. And the brake pads are down to nothing because typically the brake pads wear faster than the rotors in most cases. You can see the carbon leaking on here, which is this black crap. That is the proper OEM composition friction material for this vehicle. An aftermarket brake pad from Pep Boys, AutoZone Advanced, O'Reilly Auto, Grandpa's Parts Store. It may fit this car, it may not fit this car, depending on the manufacturer, but I can guarantee this, you're gonna have stopping issues, noise issues with an aftermarket pad. So, my advice is higher end exotic vehicles, put OEM parts back on. I don't pad slap cars, and if I do, it has to be extremely looked at properly to say that I would. Now looking at the back rotors on this car here, okay, so their hat's not really rusty, the rotor surface is okay, but you can see the record player effect in it. So the new brake pad will walk around on this. So would I pad slap this car? Fuck no, I don't want the headaches. My job here is to advise you of the proper way to fix your car with the least amount of complications afterwards. So I don't let the customer tell me how to fix the car. I advise them on how they should fix the car the right way. And to make $100 and then have someone complain and bitch about the job afterwards is not the type of business I'm in. So, pad slaps for a street mechanic? Sure, the customer doing it themselves, let them deal with squeaks, squeals, pulsations, vibrations, noise, clicks, all the shit that goes along with pad slaps. Pad slaps are not a good idea. If you hear heavy trucks and mail vehicles, they're typically the ones that are pad slapped constantly in school buses, and that's why their brakes howl all the time. Because they don't cut the rotors or drums, they don't replace the rotors or drums, and believe it or not, if they're making noise, something is wrong because they do it all the time. So something's wrong. That means something's moving or the surfaces are not correct, and that does minimize the stopping power of the vehicle because something is moving and vibrating when it shouldn't be, or a friction material is cracked and then that material is moving and vibrating. Your brakes should not make any noise. If they do, it should be very minimal and it should not be all the time. But look at my rotor pile. 90%, I would say 95% of the brake jobs we do, the brakes pulsate, and the rotors are rusted out. So this is all humidity and surface rust, as you can see. And that's how we have it. No pad slaps here, sorry.